Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at a band called Nightmare, not a band I'm familiar with. So, as is my usual, did a little bit of research, and I found out that Nightmare is a power metal band from Grenoble, France, founded in 1979, so they've been going for quite some time, a good 40 years, that's assuming that they're still active, I'm not entirely certain. The band became well known when they opened for Def Leppard at Alp Expo in Grenoble in 1983 in front of an audience of more than 4,000. So, you know, quite a way to get discovered, really, isn't it? The band was influenced by the new wave of British heavy metal phenomenon that was developing in the UK in the early 1980s, and they started their career playing classic heavy metal. But they later changed their style to sort of more power metal style of music with death metal and thrash metal influences throughout. Yeah, from what I've discovered, the last album they released was in 2016. I'm not entirely sure if they're still going, but I certainly hope that. I mean, they've been around for quite some time. And, yeah, there we go. Now, the track we're going to be looking at is a track called Eternal Winter. Given that it's, given the era that this band's from, the style of music they're playing, I'm sort of knowing what to expect. But, you know, I could be wrong, so we'll see. So I think we'll get straight to it. So, Nightmare, Eternal Winter. Let's have a look. Just going to pause it there for a minute. Now, this is exactly the sort of style of music I was kind of expecting. It sort of kind of reminds me of Headless Cross era Black Sabbath, which is actually coincidentally also my favourite Black Sabbath album. Surprising, yes, my favourite album is not one including Ozzy, but that's not the point. We're not here to talk about that. Yeah, this is exactly the sort of music I was expecting to hear, and you know, it's really, really good. I do enjoy this sort of music. It makes me feel quite, I'm going to say quite nostalgic. I mean, I'm not quite as old as the band, but this is the sort of music I was brought up on. I was raised on this sort of music, so I've got a real appreciation for it, and it sounds brilliant. It's good. It's fairly heavy. It's got amazing drums in the background, some brilliant guitarists, and I've always been impressed by people who can sing with this vocal style, because I can't for the life of me get even close to it. But, it impresses me that people can do it. Now, it seems to me that the song itself is possibly talking about the end of the world. In a sense, like an eternal winter is one way of describing like the end of the world, sort of like a second ice age, as it were. And the song goes, the night's descending, the sunset is black, and crimson skies are burning. This is a warning for the final impact, but there's no saviour for the dying. Is the future we made the only solution, or just the progress of a chain reaction? Time after time, blind lead the blind, so do we deserve to survive? So, the first couple of lines there are sort of describing, the state of the night's descending, the sunset is black, so, the skies are dark, and, possibly because of pollution, because of the way that we're ruining the atmosphere. It says crimson skies are burning, that could just be talking about the fact that, possibly, the atmosphere of the planet is getting destroyed by all the pollution that we're doing, so, more heat is coming through, and we're essentially cooking ourselves. I don't know. This is a warning for the final impact, This is, it's a signal for global warming, and sooner or later there's going to be this one big thing that's going to set it all off and literally wipe us out. And it says here, is the future we made the only solution, or just the progress of a chain reaction? So, is the future we made the only solution? Is what we've done to the planet the only... Is that the inevitable? Is that all that's going to happen? Or is there a way that we can change it? Or just the progress of a chain reaction? We've done this, so it's going to continue, it's going to grow exponentially until sooner or later, ultimate destruction. And it says, time after time, blind lead the blind, so do we deserve to survive? So it's like, after everything we've done, and we keep doing it, because, despite knowing what we're doing, we still carry on doing it. So essentially, do we really deserve to keep living if we're just going to keep making the same mistakes and ruining the world? And it goes into the chorus, and now we can feel the winter. There's a moth flying around in front of me. Now we can feel the winter as we realise that we're all dead. Now we can't feel no whisper, no signs of life. Our callings are in vain. Now we can feel the winter. Will the sun shine again? Now we can't feel no whisper, and we will see it will never be the same. So it's like, we can feel the encroaching doom of the planet. We know that this sort of second ice age is coming, and it's going to destroy the world. So we realise that we're all dead. We know it's coming. We can't prevent it. Or if we do nothing to prevent it, we're all doomed. We're all going to die, and there's nothing we can do to prevent that if we keep on the way we're going. So, yeah, that's what it seems to be about. That's what I'm getting from it. I could be completely wrong, but good song, and if I'm reading it right, great meaning. Let's carry on.
Shades of our past into will never, never be the
And there we go. Eternal Winter by Nightmare. And it was a great song. Like I said, if I'm reading the meaning right, it's got a fantastic meaning behind it as well. As we came back into the song, it said, "The ground is shaking, the planet will blast, our foundations are falling, the only remains are the shades of our past. Into a world that keeps on burning, is the future we made a desperation, or just the process of a change of seasons? Over the time, the rise of the ice has broken the cycle of eternal life." And then it comes back into that awesome chorus. I don't know what it is. There's something about that chorus that really sort of gets to me. It might be the double bass pedals. I don't know. There's something about that chorus really catches me. "Now we can feel the winter as we realise that we're all dead. Now we can't feel no whisper, no signs of life. Our callings are in vain. Now we can feel the winter. Will the sun rise again? Now we can't feel no whisper. It will never be the same." And then there's a little sort of musical interlude, and then it went, "It will never, never be the same." So, like I said, it sounds like it's talking about the eventual and inevitable death of the planet, because almost everything we do on a daily basis is essentially just destroying the world as we know it. And if we don't change the way that we behave on a daily basis, if we don't change the way that we treat the planet, it's gonna die, and we're gonna end up wiping ourselves off the face of the earth. So it's got a great meaning behind it, and the song itself is brilliant. Now, I will admit, this is the sort of music I can't listen to too much of, because I do sort of get a little bit, I won't say bored of it, but I like this kind of music, but sometimes I don't know, sometimes the style of singing sort of grates on me after a while. There's nothing wrong with it. It's obviously very well executed and brilliantly done. And this was a fantastic, fantastic track. But like I say, it's not one of those sorts of music I can listen to a lot of. Like, for example, if I listen to Black Sabbath's Headless Cross, I'll listen to the entire album. But then I won't listen to that style of music for a fair amount of time afterwards, because, I just can't listen to that style of singing too much. But I still enjoy it. I mean, I like some bands like this. I mean, there are certain bands similar to this that I don't like, but I'm not going to go into that because it will start controversy. But it's a great song and a fantastic meaning. I really thoroughly enjoyed that. I didn't know exactly what to expect when I went into this. I had a feeling of the style of music. So, but when I saw the name Nightmare and the name of the song Eternal Winter, I was actually expecting some sort of maybe black metal or black and death metal. I was not expecting sort of old school new wave British heavy metal style power metal. So, I was pleasantly surprised by that. So, yeah, I liked that. Fantastic. But I'm going to leave that as it is. If anybody likes to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, you could drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or you could also message me through Patreon as well. If you wouldn't mind trying to help me, if you'd if you'd like to help support me, so I can make more of these videos in the future, maybe even improve the quality of them. It'd be very much appreciated. Obviously not necessary, but, it'd be very nice. But do know, if you make a suggestion, it could take me a while to get around to it. Because, for every video I put out, I get suggested a dozen more songs. So my list grows faster than I can record tracks. And, I do write down every single suggestion I get. So it will get done eventually. It just might take me a while to get around to it. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mainly those against people of the alternative subculture, people who listen to alternative music or wear alternative fashion. And it is something that I believe in very, very strongly. Because, you know, for some reason there's this strange prejudice against the alternative culture, and I can't understand it. It makes no sense to me. For some reason, people who listen to alternative music are targeted and bullied and, you know, made out to be horrible people with no foundation behind it. You know, it makes no sense. You know, for years, or in fact for most of my life, I've been like bullied and attacked just because of the music that I listen to, and it's always confused me as to why. You know, just because I listen to a different kind of music, why is that a reason to attack me? Why is that a reason to bully me? You know, you don't see people who listen to opera or classical music getting verbally and physically attacked because of the style of music they listen to. You don't see people who listen to Neil Diamond getting verbally or physically attacked. It only seems to happen to people of the alternative persuasion. And it confuses me because, you know, you don't go out and attack someone because they like different films to you. You don't go out and attack someone because they like different TV shows, books, magazines, ice cream flavours, crisp flavours. You know, you don't attack people because of this, so why would you attack people who listen to different music to you? I mean, what effect does their choice of music have on your life? Really, it doesn't. It has no effect. But for some reason, this is going on, and people are getting severely hurt. People are getting hospitalised. And one young woman, Sophie Lancaster, was killed. She was beaten so severely that she died, just because the group that attacked her did it just purely because they didn't like the clothes she was wearing and the music that she listened to. They didn't know her at all. You know, but they saw her, saw that she was wearing alternative fashion, knew that she was into alternative music, and they thought that was an acceptable reason to viciously attack her and essentially, or eventually, kill her. You know, and it's unacceptable that this happened, and it's unacceptable that it continues to happen, and it needs to stop. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is trying to do. They want to put an end to this. They don't want to see anybody else go through what they went through when they had to sit there and watch their daughter die because of the intolerance of some small-minded people who just couldn't accept that some people are different. Everybody has the right to be an individual, and nobody has the right to tell you otherwise. If you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can pop over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their goal is. They can explain it so much better than I can. And if you can help them out in any way, even something as simple as one of these Sophie bracelets, or even that one, you know, they're like £1, £2 on the store, something like that. They've got loads of other merchandise there as well, and you know, if you can help in any way, the smallest amount makes the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner we can stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.